Hey, this is Raja Kumari with Pinkvilla. Let's get ready with me for a stage performance. So, I have been somebody who kind of fell into that pattern of always getting my makeup done when I went on stage, always feeling like I needed somebody else to paint my face in order for me to feel really confident. And I feel like the last 2 years has been this kind of study in the products. Which things do I like? And this thing of actually doing my own makeup for stage is kind of like a meditation process. Everyone close to me realizes that when I sit and do my own makeup, I become very calm before the show. Otherwise, I'm trying to multitask and do a million things. So today, I'm gonna do a look that I would wear on stage, and it has to do with some products that are sweat resistant. Otherwise, for daily life, I'm pretty much skincare, couple dots of concealer and out the door, but I will show you some of my favorite products that work for my type of skin and the things that I have learned as a pop star. First step always, and this is something I learned from my makeup artist and everyone around me, is hydration. Like, skincare is the most important thing. Anyone that knows me knows my pastime is actually skincare. Like, I have a skincare cart in my house that has like all my serums and my creams and my masks, and I just take it into whatever room I'm hanging out in. I feel like I use it more, so that's one tip. I'm gonna start with my favorite thing in the world, which is just some rose water, just to keep a little hydration. And I recently tried this product, this Charlotte Tilbury product, and it is called the Magic Cream. And here we go, it's called the Magic Cream. And I really love it when I'm doing my makeup because I feel like it has like a really thick, kind of very hydrating nature. So I'm gonna start, as all good faces start, with a really good hydration. So, one thing that I know is that my favorite makeup artists, they always start with this face massage, and it kind of just gets you in the vibe. So if you've seen the videos of lymphatic, I kind of just try to move everything around and prepare my canvas. As you can see, now I look like a jelly donut, so I'm ready to go. The makeup is gonna stick, you see. I see that? That means we're ready. So there's a couple different ways to do it. Like, some people, I've been kind of experimenting with underpainting. I've been experimenting with when it's a daytime makeup, just doing all the things at once and blending it so it's a very thin part of makeup. But today is stage, so we're gonna kind of go in. So I don't know how much of this is right, but this is experience. I can't really find a color that is exactly my color. I have obviously different colors going on throughout my face. So I just got myself a little palette, and I tend to mix a few things when I'm going on stage. So actually, I'm already jumping ahead. First and foremost, primer. Now, this is the one I use for stage, okay? It's called Yummy Skin Universal, and the brand is Danessa Myrick Beauty. And the reason I got this one is I was spending some time in Sephora, and the ladies told me that this was sweat resistant. And the reason that this is all gone is because I used this on tour. When I was touring in America, I actually did my glam the whole time. And this is the thing that really this makeup is not gonna move, and it's really gonna be sweat resistant. So I'm just putting this primer on my face and just, obviously I've used it all. I don't know if this is available in India, but if you can get something comparable, it's got this. You have a feeling that the makeup is not gonna move now. Okay, so now that I'm primed, now I can start kind of building some colors. Because I have a mixture of different shades, This is my lightest shade. I kind of accidentally bought it, and then I realized I could use it on like the high points of my face. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this over here just so I can work with it like a painter. Actually, my mom is an artist, and I would spend time watching her paint and learning a little bit about shading. And I think once I realized that makeup was just like painting your face, I didn't take it as seriously or as intense, and I was able to kind of experiment with things. Yeah, and Indian classical dance, hold on guys, I'm fully so focused on not squirting this makeup on my elite all white outfit. The struggle. Okay, so now I'll tell you the products I'm using. So this is Born This Way Matte Too Faced. This for sure is not moving. Like, this is the foundation that I use the entire time on stage, and it comes, like, I also got the concealer with it, but I like to mix things. Now, just because I really don't like to even be caked up even when it's a stage face, I've been really loving this Clinique product. It's called Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. It feels like skincare, so I just kind of put it on my palette so I could keep some of that kind of hydrating vibe. So now, this is a new one I just got, the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I just picked this up and I kind of just, it's like a little bit, you can see, I'll show you on my plate. It's a mixture of cool and warm, and I think that's something important people have to learn about, your face, is that cool undertones and warm undertones. Like, if it's too cool, I'll end up looking gray, and if it's too warm, it can go into that reddish space. So here, my little palette, okay? I've mixed, I have a couple colors that are close, I don't want the strip, a couple colors that are close to my skin tone. You can see different shades. And now I'm just gonna, work with my face. So I like to use my fingers. I do have brushes. There's certain brushes I use, but in general, this is the best kind of way to do your art. So I'm just gonna mix some of these little darker colors because that's where I'm at right now. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add it on here a little bit. And I'm sure makeup artists are like so stressed right now, and I'm sorry guys. This is how I've learned to do my own makeup, and I've somehow survived. So I have done a little bit here. Now this is my favorite brush, okay? This is from Fenty Beauty, and it's a kabuki brush, because watch. Bye. Goodbye. Look at that. Now I'm done. So this is why I love this brush, because even if I'm just trying to get a very even coat, and stage makeup is like layers and layers, you gotta really build it. And I just wanted to get kind of like a base on so that everything matches. And if I do my under eyes last, sometimes you can totally tell with the finished product. Okay, so now if you look, well, when I look at my face, I see like obviously discoloration here, and I see like some darker areas there. So I want to work with some lighter colors to try to brighten up like a painting. So again, this is another Fenty brush that I'm obsessed with. It's a foundation brush, and it's like really soft, and it kind of feels like a fingertip. So I feel like it replicates me using my finger. So I've been using this one, and I'm just gonna take some of the lighter colors and just kind of bring it in here and start kind of painting the way that I would want the lighter areas to kind of show up when I blend it all out. I'm sure this is not beautiful, whoever's judging me. Wait for the final. Everyone has a process. So I'm just introducing some of these colors in, but you can use a sponge. It's really important that the sponge is wet. So like I should have probably brought a new one, but here we go. And yeah, I'm just gonna blend it. Doing my makeup, it kind of reminds me of my childhood. When I was growing up in America, I do Indian classical dance. So, there's about 3.5 hours of makeup and hair and jewelry and costume that really goes on. And I think this process of coming back to doing my makeup has really brought me back to my childhood and, putting that full face on. And people always ask me, like, how do you wear those costumes? Like, how can you sit for 4 hours of glam? And I'm like, I literally trained for this my entire life. Like classical dancers, we sit for makeup. We do the pancake, the contour. None of it is foreign. Okay, something I sometimes forget, which I realize I forgot right now, and it's out of fear of the white shirt, is you gotta make sure you get your neck, okay? So don't like forget the neck. So I'm just gonna put some in there. Where's my kabuki? Save me. Okay. You can't forget your neck, which is what I do all the time. And the kabuki's gonna save me. See that? This is probably one of my favorite purchases. Okay. All right, here we have come. So my base is like pretty much done. I'm like, I'm gonna build on this more, but the beginning is done. Now, this is the thing that I think a lot of people are scared of, but for sure classical dancers are not, and that is contour. So here I'm gonna use this Fenty. I'm gonna use 2 different products. This one is the one that I use on stage because it's sweat proof. Again, same company, Danessa Myrix, and it's called Yummy Skin 10. This is the contour. I'm just gonna take a brush and I'm gonna go for it. You really I always just try to look at the angles on my face, right? Like if you look at your face, you have an angle that's connecting from here through the eye up to the hair. You have these, I don't wanna touch this brown thing. This whole thing is gonna be a series of me trying not to get my white shirt dirty, which is, I think, everybody's challenge when they have to do their makeup. But yes, okay, so again, as I was saying, there's angles on the face. Like if you're doing a center part, I always follow the center of my nose and then like this. So when it comes to doing contour, I just try to make my face as angular. I know contouring has changed over time, but this is just what I do. I bring it from here, and I just try to bring it there, which is the natural line of my face. And I like the Skeletor thing because it makes my face really suck in, so you'll see. Then obviously with the nose, you wanna we did this in classical dance as well. We make it very, very sharp and straight. And when I was growing up, I had a lot of people that would be when I was trying to find managers in America and make it, I remember I had a manager that actually, I was asking him to help me get a publishing deal, a record deal, and he made me an appointment for a nose job because he thought that would help me make it more. So here I am with my mother's nose, and I did make it, so he was wrong. But yes, I know a lot of people kind of go through things with their nose, and I feel for me personally, my mom has identical nose, and I just feel I want to keep my mom's nose. So I've learned to contour anytime I feel kind of insecure, or I don't know, it kind of fluctuates too, if my face gets bloated or whatever I'm going through, but I've learned that you can pretty much do anything you want with makeup. So I'm just gonna make my nose really straight, bring the contour right there, and I'm going to also just kind of work with the areas of the face that you would want to kind of contour. So okay, the holy grail of contour, guys, it's this, okay? You wanna make your face look skinny, you wanna take away that double chin, you just go from under the ear and just right there. I'm gonna blend it out, but that's the placement. And I've tried a bunch of stuff for the chin, and I feel it ends up looking like this dark line. So what I've figured out is when you do that, when I blend it, you'll understand. But this is the thing that's gonna take that double chin away miraculously. I'm giving all the secrets. Okay, so all contour, you need to have shading. So I like to bring all the product around the side, and then something that I always do is I contour my eyes too, because I don't want to do a lot of skin care. I want to do it with my fingers because honestly, it's too much drama. So see, there's this line, right? This angle from here, and then it goes up. So that gives it a natural lift. If you follow, this is also very classical dance, but yeah. So bringing this here, and later when you lighten stuff, it'll do the reverse and bring the desired result. And then a little bit under the lip here. Okay, so these are the placements, and now I'm just going to buff it out. Again, it's steps for a stage face. If I was doing just a going out, I would also layer the cheeks right now and just do it in one blend, so I would have less product. But when you go on stage, there's gonna be sweating. You really wanna layer everything and layer the cream stuff and then the powder stuff, then the setting spray. I mean, it's almost a science to keep it from sweating off. So right now I'm doing probably the first step of my contour, but yes. So I'm bringing this cream contour just kind of around my face because I wanna really show my features, which I think are my eyes, and the more snatched you can get your face, the more people will see it and your natural beauty behind all the makeup. Okay, here we go. So now, it's like painting, right? So I wanna bring everything down, away. And don't worry if it doesn't look like fully blended now, because because by the end you'll have been blending so many layers that it'll all come together. So here we go, there we go. We got this going. Now the nose. You'd be surprised how much the nose contour will change your face, because it's just a play of shadows. So by really bringing this section together, he'll bring the nose really straight. Okay, so now we've done level 1. Okay, next I wanna do my cheeks, which I used to do at the end, but I realized I like when the cheeks are really bright and then the concealer kind of blends into it and it makes it more like together. So I'm gonna start with this coral color to really build. Again, it's gonna be a buildable thing because I don't have one skin tone, so I have to use different things to bring it all together. So this is like a coral color. It's called Jubilee. Again, the same product, Danessa Myricks, because this is the sweat-proof stuff. So that's why I really use it on stage. I love to use this like terracotta color because I feel like it looks really healthy. Makes me look healthy, I feel. So I'm just like really heavy-handed with my blush. And it's funny because I feel like there was a period of time where I didn't even own blush. So I'm not sure how I was living or what was going on with that. But I like to just put it on the cheeks, and obviously once I blend other things in, it's gonna come together. But I also bring it across the nose because when you're sun-kissed and you're out, it's usually like this whole section of your face. So I feel like that really kind of, yes, it brings it all together. So I'm gonna start by really loading in the color here because it's gonna set and it needs to still show. So I've done this, and then like with the excess, I always kind of just go wherever the contour is. I just kind of add the color to, because you'd be flushed. You know, you don't want it to be like cheek placement, eye placement. It should just look like a overall glow, like a one kind of thing. Okay, so here we are. We've come to this point. Now I need to brighten up, right? Like, so now I need to do the under eyes and all the high points of the face. Like if you were painting, it's like the highlight, right? Which highlight do I want to use? I'm gonna go with, see, I actually have two. See this Fenty one? It's got like more warmth, right? And it depends on really like where I'm at with my skin, because if I've been in the sun for a day, then it's like a whole different section of my foundations. If I have been avoiding the sun, then it's like I have to use this one. So I think it's like getting to know your face, trying different products, and just kind of not being afraid to mix them, I guess. So you can see this one is obviously like cooler, and this one's a little, I'm gonna go with the cooler. I'm gonna do it, because I think I got a lot of warmth right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little bit there. All right. So what I was talking about, oh my God, the drama. Okay, what I was talking about is, this is that Pat McGrath color that's really cool, and this is that warmer concealer. So I'm gonna kind of work with both of them and see how it is. So this is the section that like needs to be bright, right? So I just, like I said, I like to use my finger, but this brush really feels like a finger. So I am going to bring it up like that, because that's gonna create the kind of like the facelift snatch. So I'm gonna lay the product. And with concealer, what I figured out is like you kind of want it to sit there for a second so it can get kind of tacky, and then I'm bringing it here because something I've understood is like when this section of my eye is light, it opens my eyes up. So this is just what I've learned. I kind of put a little bit of it here, like in the inside in here, and now my favorite tool, I'm just gonna blend it. I could use a brush, but I just want to get a hand of it so I can see. Now, because I did the contour first in the eye, it's almost got like an underpainting, and it's still kind of moving in the way that the story I want to tell with my eye, which is that it's snatched. So I'm using techniques to kind of snatch it from before it's even up there. Okay, we're gonna use this actually. Beauty blender, send me some new beauty blenders, please. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use my, there we go. Better than the finger today. So by bringing that light point right there, it kind of balanced out the contour of the nose going dark. That was learned through experience. Because I'm like, why do I look so dark in the center? Okay, so you can see this is blended and how it's bringing the eye up. And it does feel like it's really light, but you see the yellow kind of is helpful to counteract some of the darker circles or the brightness that you wanna see. Yes, okay. Now, there's other places that are, you know, high points on the face, and that's to make that contour of the nose work. You gotta really bring some of the lighter here into the front here, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this color, it's a little cooler, in here, because it's looking a little. And this section tends to stay kind of dark, so I wanna add more color there. Okay, there we go. Okay, all right. So as of this point, I've worked with all like cream products. You don't want to mix like cream and powder because once you put the powder on it, it's going to set. So you want to try to keep, that's why everything started with the moisture and everything is kind of mixing well because they're all similar type of products. There we go. Okay. So now, this contour was like, I don't know how to explain it, but this contour was like a little bit kind of cooler again. So I want to use this contour to really, it's a little warmer. This is Fenty Truffle, it's a matchstick. I'm gonna do almost the same thing, but it's just gonna kind of, deepen the work we did and just kind of bring a little more warmth. I know it looks like I did it twice, but it's under there. Okay. See, this one's a little warmer. There we go. Now, I'm starting to recognize her. I know who she is now. Doing my makeup in silence on camera is a new experience. Okay, so now I've just kind of re-upped the contour because we blended it in. Again, we're still working with the cream product. So yeah, I was saying when I started doing my makeup, doing my classical dance makeup, it takes like 2 hours. Like the first time I sat to get my makeup done, I was 6 years old. And I sat for 3 hours. Varma Garu was my makeup artist in Hyderabad. And I remember taking notes. I had like a 6-page thing and I'm like, first pancake, then this. Okay, so now let's get to the eyes. So now I've kind of made this base and I still don't wanna move to the powder products because it's kind of like a painting, it's ever evolving. So as I do things, if I wanna lighten anything, I'll do that. Because once this thing gets in, once the setting powder comes, then it's done. So let's continue. So now something that I also did not do for the longest time, but one of my friends has this amazing product, Live Tinted, and it's a brow gel, so Hue Brow. And I'm really just been kind of loving my natural, what is this, characteristics, what do they call it? Features. I've been loving my natural features. I feel like, when I was like really coming up in India, I would be like lashes and liner and neon sindoor and, just like really, really intense stuff, which was fun and great and all that. But now I'm just kind of leaning more on what's really going on this face. So I love a big bushy brow. So first I'm just gonna use this product to kind of brush everything up so I can get, how much I can work with. Okay, and something that I learned, like a little trick, I got it from my makeup artist, Ria. She always like sets the brow, so now I just kind of use this to set it, and that kind of sits it, like the product sits well. And then I'm just going to adjust those little flyaways and look at the difference. It's like night and day. So now I just make sure, even if I step out, I'm like brows, lashes, lip gloss, out the door. Maybe a couple dots of concealer, but yes. So now I'm gonna by doing the brows, I'm kind of setting the canvas of the eyes, like I'm defining the space that, you know, we're gonna work with for the eyes. And here we go. Now, if you don't like darken your brows and then you do the eyeshadow and stuff, I feel like if you were doing a painting, it'd be missing. So right now, this is what they naturally look like that. I'm gonna use another one to shape it. Oh yes. Oh, I know why it didn't sit, because of my tip. Duh, I didn't even do it. Okay. Ah, there we go. Now she'll sit. Okay. There. So now that I have, you know, and I'm actually not sure if you, wow, that was a little scary. I'm actually not sure if you're supposed to like do the darkening first and then the gel, but I tend to do this first, and then I just kind of go in with anything dark. Like right now I'm just using this Kat Von D kind of brown liner, but I just kind of go in and I do brush strokes just to fill in, just to make it look that much more stronger, because I just really love, you know, the big Indian eyes, the strong brow, the big mascara and all that. So I'm gonna start with this brow. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see the difference, but there is a difference on stage. When far away, the eyebrow is gonna define the whole eye space and the angles, like the eyeliner and everything. So I have now kind of made the front side a little bushier. You wanna ask me questions, or is this fine? Okay, all right. So now that I have made little brush strokes that mimic hair and convinced you that these are the brows I was born with, there we go. So also, if your brows are not like even, it can throw off the symmetry in your face. So it's something to consider. Sometimes, like, you know, I feel like, okay, I'll tell a story. I actually got my eyebrows threaded super skinny like some 10 years ago, some lady. I always tell them like, no, make sure you just clean it up. And that day I didn't tell her that story, and she gave me little thin little eyebrows, and I don't think my eyebrows ever came back like fully. And a couple years ago, I actually got some microblading done in the front, which is when they make little strokes, like eyebrow strokes, which I think is a fun thing to do, because now when I wake up, it's like my eyebrows are already done. So, but that was a few years ago. So you have to make sure you go to a really good person, because it can turn out quite crazy if you don't get it done by someone properly. But here we go. Now I got my brows all set, and I'm gonna start on my eyes, which are my favorite part of my face. They are the part that I can really have fun with. And something that I realized, the reason I started doing my own makeup, is that like some people, they can do my eyeliner, and on the first go, I'm like, wow, how did you see that angle of my eye? Like, how did you make my eye so sharp? And then a lot of people, I'll be like, if other makeup artists that I've like, you know, end up working with people, and it takes them time to kind of understand your eye. So it's like, take your time, learn your eye, and yeah, have fun with it. Okay, so now let us get to the eye. I used to be someone that like really used a lot of like crazy colors and everything like that. But now I've just kind of understood that like you have to just lean on the colors that are almost there on your face. So I'm gonna work with this Mario. This is the Master Mattes palette, which is like one of my favorite palettes. And I'm just gonna kind of work with the natural contour of my eye like I did with the underpainting and everything. So in this palette, I'm gonna go with this brown right here, this like taupey brown kind of right here. And I'm just gonna go for the whole lid. And you can't really see it, but you can. So I'm just going with this on the lid. And if you see, there we go. Whenever I do my eyes, I don't know if you can see this, but I hope you can. There's like an angle, right? So I basically follow that angle when it comes to my makeup. So right now I'm just gonna keep trying to bring this natural contours of my eye out. So I've done this taupe color, this brown color, pretty much up into the into the crease, and now I'm going to darken the crease, but I don't want to go like fully brown. I found that like on my skin tone, is that the only brushes I brought? Okay. I found that in my skin tone, I feel like the reds kind of play like a really, so there's this like kind of reddish, and I used to be like dark. I used to be like, okay, like this is your lid and this should be your crease and this should be your highlight, and that's kind of crazy. So I've learned to like work with these like really soft tones. Another palette I love to bring in is this nude, Huda Beauty nude palette, because I think Huda's products are very much made for our skin tone. Again, it's a similar kind of color. I'm just gonna bring it in and bring it up to this and keep that angle from the corner of my eye, all of it ending there. So now that I've just kind of brought this light thing in, we can always deepen it once we see how much the eyes go, but I'm gonna do the most Indian thing ever. Okay guys, I'm gonna start with kajal because I have learned to work with, I'm gonna do the most Indian thing ever, which is just start with a black kajal. I have been working a lot with brown, but today I was like, let's just go for it, because I mix black and brown. So I'm just gonna take this is a Benefit Bad Gal 24-hour eye pencil, just jet black. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do my waterline, and you see how black that is. I'm gonna do my waterline, and I'm gonna do the top tight lid, like that. Say you're Indian without saying you're Indian. You can do that shit just looking. Okay, so you get the tight line, both sides. I mean, I've had eyeliner in my eyes since I was a literal infant. Like every photo of me is like fully under eyeliner. So anyways, I'm gonna do a pretty thick black, and I'm gonna explain why. Obviously you're like, oh my God, I don't wanna do this like traditional eye. But I feel like the traditional product is what's gonna be really helpful. So now this is up my game, okay? So this is a smudge brush, super important for the scene. And now I'm just gonna smudge this, because you understand the kajal's cream. So if I move this and then I layer a powder on top of a cream, it's gonna set it. And that's pretty much the concept behind like this whole face right now. So I'm gonna use the smudge tool, as you can see, and I'm gonna really bring it in. And now again, the angle. I'm gonna go from my bottom eye just straight up. That is the angle. And just bring it down into the line. So I'm starting to create the wing, okay? So I'm just gonna use that, bring that down. I've started it, very good. Spread it. Same on this side. And I do tend to use like a combination of black and brown, because I feel like maybe sometimes like a full black eye is like not as proper for everything. Okay, another important tool, your fingertips again, and I use this like this to get it really sharp, okay? You see, again, I'm following the corner of my eye and just going straight up, and that is what's giving us that line. So now that it's begun, now I'm gonna build it. So I'm gonna use the smudge brush, and I'm gonna open up this Mario, not this one, I'm gonna open up this Mario, which is the mattes again. And I'm gonna use like this dark brown, I'm gonna start working with these browns and just layering on top. And be careful, here's a couple tips for eyeliner. You don't wanna pass the eyeliner past the center of your eye. That's when it becomes like the whole eyeliner, the whole eye is done, and it becomes less of a modern look. So the angle of the wing wants to like end at the middle of your eye. So while I'm bringing it down, I'm stopping here. I'm not bringing it all the way here. Okay, and I'm just layering in some black, some brown to your taste, just keeping it in this shape. You can see it's evolving. She's emerging. Okay, so Kumari's on her way here, apparently, once the eyeliner hits. Okay, so now that we have gotten to this, okay, okay, and you're like, dude. So now I have brought it around to this space where it's pretty sharp. Now I want to build on that. I have some products that I really love that I want to share with you. One was the black product, but this is actually my everyday Kohl Couture Givenchy, and it's brown. And I'm gonna bring this in because I really feel like the brown really helps, and you wanna get it smudgy, you just wanna bring the color in, and this is a product that has like stayed. So again, I'm just bringing it on the edge. Yep, there we go. I see her now. Okay, so we're starting to get there. Sharp eyeliner. I have this brush that's like an angled brush, so you can use that just to sharpen, see, and just kind of work with it. So I started with the kajal, the kohl in brown and black, and I'm just making, the angle is probably the most important thing. And I feel like when I started, I used to do like super liquid black eyeliner, which you can do, but like for me, I've been enjoying the smudgy kind of like softer look. It's less like rigid for my face. I have ADHD, can you tell? I'm losing things directly in front of me. All right, so now that we've come here, I feel like the angle is correct, everything is there. Now I wanna do something important that I learned. Okay, so now that I have kind of done the kohl and now I'm working with the powder, you wanna make sure you do the powder under, because I think that's a mistake and that's why it'll spread. You really need to like seal this whole scene with an eyeshadow, see? And I like to bring the brown in instead of just black, because black is very rigid and it can, you know, it's very, it just has a certain effect, and I only want to use it when I want it. Okay, so here we are. This is my get ready with me, so I'm gonna show you my weird things that I do. Now that I've gotten it to this point, I like to like touch it up with a liquid liner, but like very, very barely. So, because there's two things that I really wanna do, and I think liquid are the best for this. I think I'm gonna use this one, yes. I'm gonna use, what am I using? Where you come from? Lancome. I'm gonna use a Lancome liquid black liner. So basically, I just want those sharp points. Again, that angle coming through my eye. So one of the most important pieces is gonna be this point right here. Ooh, see? It's all an angle. So I wanna just, the second I do this, you see how it completes the eye? If you don't do that section, you won't get as sharp of an eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it over here. And the reason I'm using liquid is because it's so precise. And then just to kind of, you know, add in, I'm just gonna add a very thin kind of liquid just to sharpen up what we've created with that smudgy liner. And that, to me, I just know it's gonna stay put because it has cream powder, now liquid. So that's kind of the theory behind getting things to stay. All right, now that we've come here, something that I've learned about, now that we just did like a basic thing, what I've learned is if you wanna put like a little bit of glimmer in the center, it's all about painting, optical illusion. So I'm just gonna use, this gold is really pretty for my skin tone, and I find that if you put it right in the center, you know, the point that I said to stop the eyeliner, if you do that, it kind of looks like a reflection. So I just put a little bit, and I'm gonna blend it as everything needs to be blended, blended, blended. Okay, so now I'm just gonna blend that. But see how it looks like the light is hitting my eye now? And you just have to play with optical illusions. It's all an illusion. You know what it is, but it's a fun one. Okay, cool. So now that I have brought your attention there, another little trick that a lot of people, you know, like to do, and that's with, this is another Mario palette. This one is the Master Metallics. One of my tricks is I like to take like a champagne kind of, nothing too like crazy, and I like to just accent this little section above where I did that little talon eye. And that just opens the eye further. And you can, if you want to, you can kind of match it to under here as well. Because now we're gonna start playing with highlight. We're gonna start playing with the overall thing. Okay. Eyes are completed, but nothing is complete without doing the lashes. This is from a company called Surrat, S-U-R-R-A-T. I got this in New York. And this is, apparently, I was told, the best eyelash curler in the market because if it's like designed. So I picked it up in New York when I was traveling, and I just want to show you that I have given up wearing fake lashes. It's been almost a year since I have worn any fake lashes. So when you do it, you give it like 5 pumps. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shout out to Ria who taught me that. And look at that. Can you see the difference? So a lot of people are like trying to get eyelash extensions and do all this stuff, and it's like maybe you just need to get a really good eyelash curler. So you can see the difference right here. The eye is opened up. I'm gonna do this other side. Again, I'm gonna hit it with 5 pumps. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and voila. Mascara, my favorite. It's gonna open the eye up, finish it, and then we can hit with the powder stuff and complete the look. There's a few different mascaras I like. I love this Dior mascara for like an everyday, but I kind of want a more dramatic eye. So I want like a heavier mascara. I actually haven't even tried this one. Should we try it? I just bought this at Sephora the other day. Huda Beauty One Coat Wow. Let us see if Huda is going to deliver wow in one coat. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, she did. Wow. Not an ad, guys. Just reality. Wow, I like it. Okay, cool. So I love this because it's not super thick, but you can see my very Indian eyelashes. They're my grandmother's. They're very long. So I've learned to love them and not burden them with big fluffy lashes that I thought I needed to feel beautiful. That was a different time in my life, and I'm happy to be here now. We're just one coat, you know, a little curler, and I feel more beautiful than ever. All right, so let's get the mascara on and pop in. The other thing about makeup is like it always comes out different. Like, you know, you'll have your thing, you'll have the way, but it's like, you gotta kind of experiment and try new ways, new products, and keep watching videos and learning new techniques and asking questions. And I'm fully sweating. Oh, there we go. Asking questions. All right. By the way, this is India. It's very hot in here. Okay. See? Actually, it's sweat proof. It hasn't dripped. That's what I'm trying to say right now. This stuff is working. Okay, so here we are. We've come to this point where the eyes are open. If you want to make it even more intense, you can hit the inside of the eye again, which I probably will. This is my life. I literally will lose things in plain sight. There it is, plain sight. Okay, so now that I've finished my eyes, I'm gonna finish my face. Sometimes I do it in this order because in case there's any fallout, I can clean it up and I can, you know, complete it before I finish. So now I just kind of want to make sure that the color is right. You know, like sometimes check yourself in different lighting. I want to work with the cheeks, and I want to just make sure before I put the powder stuff that I'm in the right space. So here's another Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk cheek and lip glow. Cute color. I'm just gonna put a little bit here just to prepare my lips for what's coming next. And you can also use it on your cheeks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bring some of that color in. And I like to use my favorite. Is this you? No. The whole video was her searching for things. It's fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead. See, now it's gonna start settling. That's why it's like a combination of layers and colors. But here we go. I'm gonna finalize the cheeks. I'm bringing that in. I'm gonna put a little bit of my favorite. Maybe I'm just putting a million things, but this is Pat McGrath Divine Rose. I love Pat McGrath products. I just feel like they're so, usually if I'm doing like a no makeup look, or I'm just going out in the day, then I'm wearing like 3 products from Pat McGrath and I'm fine. Like that will be my day. But since we're here doing a whole face, we are gonna work with all the girls. So now that we've come here, I am ready to move into the powder space. Let's seal everything up. Let's get this finished. So this is my last chance to kind of brighten up my under eyes. That's like probably the thing that I pay attention to the most when I'm doing my own makeup, because on camera it can look like gray and it really depends on the lighting, and that's something that would take time to like understand. But I am gonna just, you know, this is a Live Tinted number 10. I love this product so much that I've broken it. So I'm gonna use a brush. I like use this product so much that here we are. And I'm just gonna, at the end, I just wanna touch up a little bit more, just clean up some of that fallout, kind of sharpen that line, you know, whatever is going on under here. I'm gonna do the same thing over here just to keep it balanced, because you want that. And yeah, this is my last chance to kind of add liquid color. My nose, okay. And this product is like a skincare product. It's like basically skincare, so I find that it's best with my finger. Okay, now that we've done this, as I complete this, and one of the things I always check too is like I kind of open up when on the next scene, like you don't, next scene, on the next step, LOL, you want to really make sure that you set it. Okay, perfect. And everything's like a blend, okay? Let me check it. Okay, she's cute. Now, the baking. I know you guys know about this. This is very serious. Okay, so I've gotten into baking, not cakes, but my face, and this is how you do it. You just get this. This one I like because it has like a little bit of a yellow to it, so I think it balances out some of the issues. And I am just gonna go ahead and cake that on, because it's gonna set in and it's gonna kind of change the consistency. So I'm gonna put it wherever I wanna brighten, okay? So that's usually the places that are gonna sweat, which is here, which is what I'm gonna lose the makeup on. So this part for stage is super important because this is your defense. Okay. You could see that it like overall brightened up my face. And again, here too. And you can see anywhere that this powder touches, it kind of takes away that glowiness. So if you want an overall glow, you'll have to put it back in. But as you can see, it's mattifying everything. And voila. Yep, okay. I have to keep checking natural lighting too. That is, you want to just dust off any excess. Haha, okay. And now, time to do everything but in a powder form. So now this is a NARS, like just a contour. It's a little bit warmer. And this is, I'm just gonna go in and keep, going over the shapes that we've already created, and the powder is gonna set it. So I'm just bringing this in exactly where we did the contour. Same places, so around here, I'm gonna bring it here, important, and I'm gonna bring it down, again here, and down. Okay. Pat McGrath, a beautiful powder blush. I'm gonna go ahead, and I like this blush a lot. I feel like it always I don't know what it does, it just changes the whole look. Like, watch this. I don't know, it's magic. It's just so pretty. I don't know if you see the difference, but it's it just kind of brings everything together. I know there's 5 different blushes going on under here, but as long as I hit it with this, it's just so pretty. It's I don't know what she puts in her makeup. Jadoo. Okay, so now we have an overall. The last step is something you think you're doing the pink, you're doing the dark. Well, you need the highlight. Yes, the highlight is needed. This is a Fenty, oh, never mind. This was a Fenty. This is MAC. I have a Dior that I also love, but it's very broken, and I felt the judging eyes if I showed you guys. Or maybe it's relatable, I don't know, but my Dior has been with me for a long time. Okay, so with the contour and with highlight, you just really have to know the places that, you want to find your light when the light is hitting your face. So this is just a nice peachy mix or whatever. I'm just gonna use them, and I'm just, actually, pause. I forgot, I got the Holy Grail. Hold on. I almost made the mistake. Because once you put powder, you can't go like a cream on top, So This one is, well, let's see, will it affect? This is a really beautiful highlighter that I just love to put a little bit here and kind of bring it around. I don't know if it's gonna work because I already sealed it, so maybe I won't put too much, but okay, so the highlighter placements are kind of above the cheekbone, just right here, because you wanna, and I always bring it around the eyebrow. I don't know, that's what I do. And I go like this, and then I just bring it down the center of my nose, a little on the top of my lip, and I like to kind of just the top of the eye a little bit, just to give it a little highlight. And if you wanna just to make everything kind of be together, you can even go back over that highlight here with the same ones so that there's more of like a continuity between the colors and everything. I love a good highlight here. Everything's there. All right, we're looking like we're almost done. Now that we've done all this, this is something I used to always skip, and I don't know how I could do this, but lips are super important. Hydration, again, is key. I use the Laneige. I have a Fenty one that I love as well, but I think make sure that your lips are hydrated. And liner, lip liner is important. Let's go in. I'm gonna do this one, which is Whirl, or which one do I wanna use? Let's see, Orphe Sweet Tea. So I have a bunch of nude lipsticks. There's a couple different ways you can do it. I either do a brown on the outside and then bring in the pinks. And actually, if I'm on stage and I know it's gonna be like, I'll do the stage one. If I'm gonna be on stage and I know it's like 1 hour, I know this is contour, but this is sweat proof, right? And this might just be me and I'm weird, but I have done this on my whole tour and my lips stay on. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of the brown and I'm gonna kind of do this almost like a lip stain, I feel like, because it's not gonna come off when you sweat and when I rub the mic on my face. So I'm just kind of bringing that brown around and on the bottom, same. And you can layer, I'm gonna layer the nude colors, but I know that even when I sweat my life away, that there'll still be some color on my lips, which is a need. So this was just the brown. This is actually the same brown that I contoured with. And then I wanna go, again, in this realm of sweat-proof makeup, this was the cheek color, but I really love this just as a base to my sweat-proof lips. Now that I've done that, I'll just go over it with, this is my favorite lipstick that I have been using almost every day from MAC. It's like a 24-hour, it's a lip stay. It is called Meticulous 24-hour lipstick. And this is my favorite color. It's so good. I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. And the combination of these three things is that it's gonna stay and it's gonna look really good. So I love a great nude lip, especially if you go dark on the eyes, it's good to keep it nude. I think, final touch. Now there's 2 different sprays, okay? And they have 2 different purposes. I feel like I think it'd be overkill to use them both, but I have to tell you about them. So this one size, okay. I heard that Mother Beyonce used this on tour, and that is what made me buy it. And I'm telling you, if you spray this on your face, you can dunk your face in water and come out and nothing will come off. It was so crazy the way that, 2 hours on stage and all the lights and everything, you sweat and I'm dancing, I have everybody. I'm not dancing as much as Beyonce yet, but even in that scene, my makeup did not come off. But I did feel, I'll tell you an actual thing, that I felt that I got more clogged pores over time. So I had to really up my exfoliation. I had to really up my double cleansing of my face when I use this, but I would totally recommend this for somebody who wants to make sure their face doesn't move, like a wedding or whatever. But I wanna use this one today, which is a Charlotte Tilbury. Yes, did I just forget her name? Mid. I love this one because it just makes your face look so dewy and you literally have to douse yourself in it, okay? And then just let it set. And it kind of should just bring it all together. Let me check. Yeah, she's cute. Okay, there it is. So this is my go-to. I would carry with me for touch-ups always. I love to carry, you know, a little bit of loose powder. This, I have ADHD, I can't find things when they're in front of my own face. No, this. For a touch-up, if you're gonna do a face like this, 100%, if you use this, you won't need to do this again. But I put a little bit of this in like a to-go box, and I just keep it with me with like a little brush, and this will be able to solve anything that comes up with your under eyes. It'll just brighten your eyes. This lipstick that I just used, this is great for touch-up to take with you. And yeah, since we started with the black eyeliner, I think maybe this will always be, if you just want to always just bring it in again, darken the eyes anytime you look kind of tired and you want it to be fresh. And there we go. That's my get ready with me for a stage look, sweat proof, and a lot of fun with a lot of South Asian brands. Hey, this is Raja Kumari, and you're watching me on Pinkvilla.